papers, don't know anything else but a big, large Bible that we didn't understand. And the man who had grade 3 took this Bible down every Sunday morning and read it to us. In the era grade 3, man stumbled through a Bible. It was cruel and unusual punishment. There was 4 of us in our family. He said, you sit there, you sit there, you sit there, you sit there. Because he knew we weren't going to pay attention. But he read it anyway for the full time of morning prayer from 11 to 12. He was our clergy. He was my bishop. He was my instructor. And he knew better than I do right now, after 80 years of serving my God, what grace was. I fumbled through the books and I looked through the computer, and there was more ideas of what grace was, or was to be, in the lives of Christians than there's full stops in the book of Genesis. Nobody had a clue what they were talking about as far as I was concerned. I'm not a very bright man. John Watton can tell you that. But I know what's in my heart. I know what I feel. I know what my relationship is with my God. For years I slipped through this life like a good many of Christians do. Slipped through the life not comprehending exactly what we were supposed to be doing in this, with this life that God gave us. Last June, the bishop in his wisdom, quote unquote, asked me to go to the South Coast. First parish I had been in as a priest for 20 years. Some of my brother clergy were telling me things have changed in 20 years. You're up against a good surprise. I don't know if the surprise was good, but it was a surprise. Surprise not that the people had changed, surprise that I had changed. Surprise that God had given me 20 years to sit back and to comprehend within my soul what I've been trying to live for 60 or 70 years before that. I'm sure all of you have had experiences, spiritual experiences, experience with people, experience with your family, experience with your God. Some good, some bad. But we got through them, good and bad. Some of you know exactly what I went through. God bless his heart, John Watton does. Brian Campbell does. I spent years with them. They spent years with me trying to figure me out. I don't know if they did, but I didn't. I didn't figure myself out. Until I came to realization that I had a duty given to me by God Almighty, and that duty included the free gift of God, the grace of God. It's not something I could earn. That's not something you can earn. There's not something bestowed upon us for good behavior or anything else. It's a free gift of God given to us. A free gift of God. No strings attached. He says, here, take it. You need nothing else. That's what he said to St. Paul. You need nothing else. Only the grace of God within your heart and soul and body. Take that grace, use it. In good times, in bad, in awful times. We all have bad times. One of my favorite experiences, the sayings is that I hit the bottom of the barrel. I was so low down, so lost in this world. I hit the bottom of the barrel. In fact, I went below the bottom of the barrel and had to push the bottom up. That's where God's grace comes in. When you're sent to a place where you don't know one single soul, and every parish priest goes through that, and you look out and say, there but for the grace of God go I. There's where God calls me. There's where the grace of God is needed. To understand, to love the unlovable, to feel it within your heart, every ache and every pain that your people values you enough to be able to share with you the aches and pains of the world. This broken, ugly, dirty world, where our God tells us we are supposed to shine like stubble. We're supposed to shine. I think this Monday before last, I was up at one of the homes. I said, we're called, we're called to see in everybody's face the face of Christ. And pray to the God, to our God, that they will see the face of Christ in us. What a calling. What a challenge. What a beautiful, beautiful challenge. A beautiful, beautiful chance. Show forth with our lives the grace of God that is bestowed upon us so freely. This is the agenda John gave me a couple of days ago. I looked at it this afternoon. This has nothing to do with what I was just saying. He said, you've got 10 to 20 minutes. Okay? I looked at this and I said, what's John talking about? You know what you read there, John? You got Friday, 7:15. Then there's a space one. Okay? The next day of the week, Spencer. So I said, I haven't got 20 minutes. I got a whole day. I got a whole day. Friday, Spencer, Saturday. Thanks, John. I'm not going to speak for all day. I spoke enough. Everything I had planned to say, I have said. It doesn't need saying. What God wanted me to say is being said by His grace and by His love. His grace is sufficient for all of us at all times of our lives. Simple message, but a message we all need to learn and to heed. God bless you.
God bless you.